Good morning. It's a glorious morning. I wanted to show you some of the things that I got out of the kiln and some of the glazes that I used on them and tell you what I like and don't like about them. Let's see. Let's start here. This is just Albany Slip. It's a Amico Potter's Choice glaze, and this turned out very nicely. It really goes with this red clay. It has kind of a speckled look, although this is not speckled clay. I really like that. And that's all that was used on that one. This is Vert or Ver Luster. It's also Potter's Choice Amico. On the label, it looks like there's going to be some turquoise and yellow show up. And on this, I had some yellow show up on this, but not very much turquoise. Up here, right around where it's breaking, that's tape. I had the lid taped on. There's a little bit of yellow, and there's just a tiny hint of turquoise up there where there's more texture on the pot. And on the lid, there's more turquoise. So if you want the turquoise to show up in this Vert Luster, you're going to have to put more texture on your pot. Let's see. This one is a Rutile, and it turned out really well. This is on speckled brown clay, and on the inside of it you can see some of the specks showing through. This turned out beautifully. This one I really like, and I was really surprised by the color. It's called Sunrise Chino, and it's Coyote. And around the very top of it, I put a little tiny bit, just a bead around the edge of Duncan's Chino Cream. And this is very, very runny. Excuse me. And so you have to be real careful with that. You can't put it near the bottom because it'll run. As you can see, just a little bead around the top. Some of it ran all the way to maybe the halfway point on this. But this turned out really nice. And this is not speckled clay. This is just plain red clay. This one is Blue Surf, and it's a Mako stoneware glaze. And I like how that has that sort of mottled look. It really does look like surf. That's a beautiful glaze. The back of it's pretty too. This is just plain red clay. This is not speckled clay either. I'm running out of room over here. This is Blue Surf, but it's on top of Goldenrod Chino, and that's this one right here. This, I like the way it turned out on the back side better than I like the front. I can see my brush strokes in this, and I probably should have put more of the Blue Surf on top of this, but it's a good job of glazing. I mean, there's plenty of glaze on here. There's no bare spots or anything. This is plain red clay. This I just love. This is speckled brown clay, and this is Goldenrod Chino by itself on speckled brown, And in the interior, I splashed some red gold, which is a coyote glaze. And I also just put a little splash of the Chino cream. And that's where you can see this lighter color right here. I like how that turned out. Okay, let's see. That's that one. Now this one, I took a close-up of this and featured it in my on my YouTube website. I hope there's not a glare on that. This just ran beautifully. I didn't expect this at all. I did put the glaze on there, and I was kind of hoping that it would do what I wanted it to. It is ancient Jasper, and I used quite a bit of it. I put it on fairly thick, and then around the edge, I used this Chino cream just around the rim, and it ran, and the Chino plus the Jasper just made some beautiful reds and blues that go down in there, and they all just kind of meet in the middle and stop, and I like how that came out. So that's Potter's Choice mixed with this Chino cream by Duncan. This is so runny, and you have to be so careful with it, but I've never had it do anything bad on, like it doesn't bubble up, or it doesn't have any bad negative kind of reaction with other brands of glaze. So I've been real happy with that. Here's an example of, it's not a good mug because for some reason there are a lot of bubbles in this. The firing was probably bad, but this was a Rutile blue, and it came out somehow green, but I put quite a bit more of this Chino cream around the top of this, and it ran quite a bit, but it also brought out the blue. There's some blue right around the bottom of that, so that tells you what this will do. You just cannot trust this not to run. As you can see, it just bzzz and went down here. So I like the color that made it, but you couldn't possibly go all the way to the bottom with that. But it looks really good up here. Okay, well, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you those glaze results. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.